Everybody doing?
Ricky,
Going on? How you
Everybody
feeling, Doc?
good?
Oh yeah, we good, man. How you feeling?
I mean, I'm great, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm shit. It's 2020. As long as I'm here, I'm winning.
you better say that.
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
It's
we
been
just
that
going
kind of
through
year.
that. Just making sure everything's good. There we go. We good. We good
Come on, you, bro.
already. Now, since this is just gonna be we'll record it and then post it later. You know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and get it started. So first of all, thank you guys for you know what I'm saying, coming through for the first episode of Trend Talk with myself and my girl Jay Renee. She was super, super, super excited to have you guys on. When the conversation came up of doing it, of course, you guys were the first one, so I said, let's do it.
Hey,
Um,
man, we appreciate it. Thank you for having us. For
you
real.
know, she even went through the proper routes, going through the connections and making sure the emails were on point. I was like,
You
man, I can
right?
just call them. No, no, let me do it. I was like, all right, cool. Handle your
Ah,
business.
that's what's up. You gotta check those emails. Make sure those emails legit. That's for sure.
You know what I mean? So, hey, look, brother, she is a blessing. So you know what I mean. You know, she has also with the talking points. But real quick, man, just want to go over a brief introduction to you, gentlemen, for anybody that is watching it that is brand new to you guys. Who is Blazing Black? Why is Blazing Black? And the full aesthetic of Blazing Black.
All right, let's break it down real quick. My name is Rick Blaze, aka Mr. Allen Champagne, aka
What?
Mr. Morris Day 2K, and my
AKA
man, over there on the other side of the Zoom is.
Bishop V. Black, the ambassador of eloquence, the Duke of Dignity, the one that put the satin on your panties.
Oh,
That's Blazing Black right there. Bam. We said a lot without saying anything. We're musicians in the city of Houston, out of the city of Houston, man, and musicians, entertainers, and we rock out for our city.
Man, hip rock or hip hop rock, as you guys put the genre. Explain that a little bit to me and why that route.
Well, we grew up on loving different types of music, from hip hop to R&B to rock, and so I never really had a particular genre that I would just love more than the other. So there's no limits to what we do, and so we started off doing our hip hop thing, and we kind of mixed it together, and then we've always wanted a live band element, so we added a live band element to it, and then it just kind of just took off from there.
Man.
now,
So,
Go ahead.
so basically, all that in a nutshell makes us number one at what we do. In Texas, we don't know about everywhere else, but in Texas, that hip hop rock stuff, that's all of us. That's all us, Blazing Black.
and I want to congratulate you all on that, especially since August 4th passed, and this is news to me because I mean it was Blaze and Black Day in the city.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that experience. How did it come about, and what was that feeling like? You got that proclamation from the city of Houston, like this is y'all's day.
Go ahead, Vic.
So, okay, so basically, I'm gonna just say this. This is basically what happened. When we first started out, you know how you have that, how you have that year, and the year was good. Like our first time at House of Blues, we were on the main stage. We were the only African American artists, at the bill, and we helped sell that out. And then the next year wasn't as, it wasn't as
Fruitful.
yeah, it wasn't as fruitful as that year. So we were like, all right, we need to rebrand, we need to refocus everything. As soon as we had our Come to Jesus meeting with Blazing Black, at the next year, that's when everything we literally wanted and said and spoken to existence happened. And so that's when the essential water thing came and everything. And I was like, hey, we do all these things in the community, we do all this work. I say, I think I'm gonna holler at somebody about us getting our own day.
Yeah.
And Rick was like, yeah, they need to give it to us. And we were like, all right. So we went through the process and everything. It wasn't no handout. Like, this is what we do. These are, this is the criteria. We fit all this and more.
And
Let's go ahead and celebrate
people
the
wrote,
thing.
like, it, accomplished individuals wrote letters and stuff on our behalf too. So this wasn't
Right.
this wasn't a buddy system. It was
Right.
they did how you Jay Renee did your research leading up to the interview. They did their research leading up to giving us our day. I can't speak for how anybody else got their day. I'm only speaking about how it happened for us.
Right.
We had some very prestigious individuals in the city of Houston, lawyers and whatnot that really spoke highly of us and wrote letters to the council and everything. And so before we know it, they called us back, was like, hey, pick a day. We got this day, this day, this day, and this day. Pick one. And then that's what it is.
And also it goes to show it, like, you think that your efforts and the things that you do, you know, it goes overlooked sometimes. And, you know, basically that's how it was with us, because we're just used to it being us. So, you know, we're not necessarily asking for those things. We're just like, hey, you know, keep going, keep going, keep going. Something will eventually happen. And so we mentioned it around some people, and they were like, well, shoot, we'll write you a letter of recommendation. You helped our business. You know, you've looked out for us. You've done philanthropy work, you know, with this organization and that organization. We was just doing that because those were things we genuinely supported, not, hey, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It was just, you know, a genuine support. So, you know, it came back tenfold.
The letters of recommendation was something that you guys asked the clients or the people that you guys were working with at the time for, or this was just something they were like, hey, you got this is deserved?
Well, we kind of mentioned,
well, it was suggested to us first.
Right.
Okay.
It was suggested to us like, hey, I want you guys, you know, anything you want, anything we want to do, we go all over, we leave no stone unturned. So if you're gonna tell me no about anything, then you're gonna have to really mean it, because I'm gonna give you so many reasons to to say yes. It's gonna be hard for you to say no. So we just gave them so many reasons to say yes that they didn't even fix their lips to even think about saying a no. You know, it was a no-brainer, you know.
Yeah, and we were the first ones to have letters of recommendation. They were like, they were like, hey, y'all fit the criteria, but it's cool to have these, you know, letters of recommendation too from judges and things like that, because you know, people don't realize that we did music, but we had our radio show first, and the radio show went on for like 5 years. So when they had all the black, you know, female judges, we interviewed most of them. Yeah. So, you know, these people remember, and they reach back at any time when they see us doing anything and say, hey, how can we help you in this way, in that way, or whatever. So, you know, we're like, shoot, we need this. Okay, cool.
Right. 100%.
Okay, so I'm so glad you spoke on, you mean the radio show that you had with the Core 94?
Yeah.
Yes.
Radio show?
Yeah, the Blazing Black show. Yeah.
So while you're doing your radio show, was it easier? Was it a little bit harder to continue on with your music, or was it a great balance between the two?
I mean, it's all, to us, it's really all the same.
Right.
I mean, the radio show is probably easier just because it's talking. If I can't do nothing else, I can run my mouth. So
right, and it's crazy because people are they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know Blaze was that talkative." I'm like, "Yeah, he's that talkative." They didn't know. They had to put the personality with the music, so it actually kind of all helped the brand.
Correct.
Because it's like, now it's like, oh, I get the music. I understand. You know, we don't have that story like, you know, a lot of people, you know, our counterparts on the hip hop side that may have came from the streets and can say, oh, I did this. And then it's like everybody's cheering for them because they've turned their life around. I was just like, well, y'all been kind of winning that life, you know, all your life in their perspective. And we're like, hey, we've had the same struggles. We may not have made the same choices or sacrifices, but we've definitely had our own, you know, struggles or whatever.
We come from the same places.
Yeah.
So
we from Fifth Ward. Like, we from the hood too.
Yeah, the same people. The only difference was when I was a kid, when the street light came on, I had to be inside the house. My friends didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a parental thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, little things like that, you know, kind of kind of shield you away from some things at a young of age, but we come from the same spot, same place. You know what I'm saying?
And I got astigmatism, so I had to be in before the dawn settled, like before it got a little orangey. Yeah, I had to be in because I couldn't. Yeah, my bifocal started. Yeah, it started.
Trust
So
me,
I had to be in.
I know
before
about the bifocal lifestyle, brother.
Yeah, I had to be in before that.
Oh yeah, man.
Like my prescription was so strong, I could see the dark before it was coming, so I could just, then I'm already dark, so it was just like, all right, I gotta be in the house. It was a lose-lose. You can't see, and it's dark, and you dark. Nah, cool. I'm cool on that.
I want to dive in because I got the honor to watch you guys perform one day over at the House of Blues, and this was the night I think Martez was performing.
Yeah, Young Martez.
Yeah, Young Martez. Marcus Sullivan was there, and we brought a band from Austin, Texas, who's like the #1 alternative rock band in Austin, Texas. Sam Houston. Shout out to our brothers. They were there also.
The performance you guys put on, and that's one of the things that instantly stays with me when watching artists, how they are on that stage. And when I say you guys held a presence on that stage and the crowd was fixated on everything you guys were doing, that I don't think I even got a chance to say that to you guys personally. Just watching the crowd and watching you guys was an experience by itself. You know what I mean? It's you guys have a strong fan base, and to see it that night was just eye-opening. If anything, of course, it made me pay attention a hell of a lot more to the things that you guys were doing.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We take a lot of pride in our live performances, and we watch the greats. You know, we watch the Michael Jacksons and to keep it updated, the Miguels and the Puff Daddies and all the great performers. And when we practicing with the band, like we go into it like it's a new edition practice. Like, here we are, this is what we're gonna do, this is how we're gonna do it. So we take great pride in making our performances live, and we're so grateful for our fan base because they really ride with us. And I tell the guys all the time, man, our fan base is mostly women. If you want to meet you a nice young lady, business-minded young lady, our show is a place to go. We got doctors, lawyers. They having a good time. You wouldn't know it by that night because they really having a good time. But on their 9 to 5, the next morning, that Monday morning, they're a whole nother person, man. I'm telling you.
Hashtag paralegal bag. Yay.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Let's all be at the show.
And Elliot,
about like when you first, I'm sorry, go ahead, my bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Elliot and Jay, we have to prove our love every night. So, we always say thank you and we're grateful, but we always, like, every time we have a show, we always go out of our way and do our thing because you just never know. It's about inspiration. So you just never know who you're inspiring. You never know what someone went through just to get to your show, what someone's going through while they're at your show. So we leave no stone unturned. Like when we first started, it was this one particular band. We had brought all the people out, and literally all these guys had to do was just sit up and play. And these dudes told us in the green room, yeah, man, we just collected some money. We chilling, man. Our big show is tomorrow. And we like, what? Like, nah, man, that couldn't be, that couldn't be, because we're like, man, these dudes work hard and we're glad to be on the show with them. And we like, y'all just,
they winging
bypassing this show. And we've already put over 100 people out there to watch you guys in this small room, and y'all just here to collect the check. And we vowed that that's never how we're, going to do. We don't care who's out there. Because, to be honest, as strong as our fan base is, the fans that started with us have never been in the same room as the party goers that may partake because, they're in the area, or our new fans. So everybody hasn't even been, together, at a Blazing Black show. So it's a lot of new people come all the time, and we have to prove our love every night.
And me personally, I'm just a chip on my shoulder kind of guy. I always go out there. I always go out there like, yo, there's somebody out here who won't believe, G. There's somebody out here who waiting on our downfall. There's somebody like, whether it really is or not, I got that Kobe mentality. I'm always here to, and if there's another band playing, for me, it's always healthy competition. Like I invite, like you'll be surprised how many bands in the city of Houston that has a pretty good rep, or known as a good band or a good group or a good rapper or a good singer or whatever. We invite them. Hey, let's do a show together. It'll never happen though. It hardly ever happens. Not because we don't extend the invitation though, but I like that. I want the audience to come and say, man, this was, you know, when we put our shows on, and when I'm going through the set list, I'm coming up with the stuff that we should be doing for the show. I'm not saying how would this stack up to any artist in Houston. That's no disrespect. I'm saying if I had the same tools and Kanye had the same tools, how would a Kanye West show look on this level?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Exactly. You know, and folks got to get on that mind frame. It's not necessarily like the time, and they may be thinking it's a lot of moving pieces to do a show, but when watching a show, they're not thinking about like how that's going to be.
Absolutely.
You know,
song structures and all that stuff plays a big component to it. Absolutely.
And see, it's more of our livelihood because we actually got hot off the live shows. So not necessarily on streaming or everybody, you know, because the energy was different listening to our music because people didn't know our personality. So when you get people and you're like, okay, he's trying to use these big words while he rapping like it's 1989. And then you got the Pharrell Miguel hybrid that's doing his Kid Cudi hybrid that's doing this thing. You like, okay, like how does that make sense? How does that translate into anything that's going on with me? Because there aren't a lot of representations of that in the city.
Right.
So you're like, you know, okay, what's going on here? But when you see us live, you forget about all that because it's the energy. Then
Absolutely.
When you meet us, it's personable. We always smell good. We always look good. So then the ladies there, so for them, it's kind of like a fantasy. So it's like, oh, cool. I done met Rap Jodeci. Bet. I'm good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Goodness, man. When you guys started this, did you how did you think that you were going to come across the accolades that you guys have gotten, like being called Band of the Year, you know, things like that?
You know, I'm a musician first, so I play keys. I've been playing for a long time. So going into it, I just wanted a band. Like I grew up loving NERD is my favorite band of all time. So I just grew up just like, yo, I just want to do a band, you know? So I wasn't really, we didn't go into it looking for any accolades. Now, we went into it saying we was going to kick ass, you know,
right.
But we didn't have any idea of who was award. See, the great thing about it was, but for me specifically, he kind of being in the Houston music scene longer than I have. I didn't know anything about the Houston music scene. So I didn't have a blueprint. So I just went in doing whatever I wanted to do. And I was lucky, I was fortunate enough to, Bishop allowed me to drag him along on a lot of these shenanigans because a lot of stuff, if I would have known better, I probably wouldn't even tried it. But I didn't know any better, nor did I care. I had nothing to lose. I didn't have any friends in the industry. I didn't have no homies. So I'm out here by myself. So so at this point, I'm doing it whatever I wanted to do, however it felt, however it come across. So as a result, it allowed us to stand out differently because I didn't know the rules of what I should or shouldn't be doing. I didn't know that, you know, we're going to a venue.
And that's why I didn't tell them the rules.
Yeah, we're going to a venue, and I didn't know how much a band get paid at this particular venue, but I knew how much you was going to pay us to play.
Yeah, hey, look, we knew how much that split was gonna have to be.
I knew how much we was gonna have to get, and
you
so people
like walking in the door.
Yeah, so I didn't know about y'all. You know, there's a particular place I'm not gonna name that artists, we didn't know that artists were getting paid. It'd be like however many artists claiming that they get paid like $100.
Yeah.
But whole 9-piece band, $100. How y'all gonna spend $10 a piece? Come on, man. So again, but that was the norm for that venue. And so everybody who performed there understood that, so it was no big deal. Ricky didn't understand that. Ricky didn't come up under that. I didn't play, but I didn't know those rules, so I didn't come up. So when you came to me with that kind of foolishness, I was like, nah, this ain't even how we gonna bust it down. Like I got too many people I gotta pay to be talking about $100. I tell you what, we're gonna put butts in the seats. We're gonna get people. We're gonna pack this mug out, and then you come holler at me. Cause I know what talk. I know what talks. Money talk. If them bar sales high, them liquor sales high.
Right.
That's what do all the talking. So we're gonna do our part, then we're gonna renegotiate this joint here because this not gonna work for us. So I just went into it. Every fantasy, every thought I wanted to do, I just did it. Like our second show ever, we had a light up dance floor on the show, on our like the floor lit up, and we used it for like 2 songs at the end of the song. We pay all this money for a light up dance floor. It was like a regular dance floor, and we didn't light it up to like the last 2 songs.
And it came all the way from San Antonio.
And we ordered it from San Antonio just for 2 songs at the end of the show.
What company was it? Or is that just
now.
Yeah, it was so long ago. But actually, our fans is what helped us on the business side because, you know, by them being professionals and things like that, they be like, man, we got to love y'all to come out on a Thursday night and look at my tab to spend this, spend that. So when 3 or 4 people come up to you and they got $200 and $300 bar tabs and receipts, you looking like, y'all gonna try to pay us this, but we exceed that like over 5 times, you know, with the bar sales. So we was like, okay, our pitch has to come different. I said, okay, cool. All right, what else? Our merch game. The second show we did, I mean, we sold almost $2,000 worth of merch. So we said, okay, that's really big. We can do that. But because of how we make our merch and the quality, we don't go the cheap route. We still have to find something to offset that. So you definitely can't pay us that. Okay, so we're gonna need a percentage of that bar, or we're gonna need a way higher, you know, fee to play.
Right.
So we're putting people in here. Like anywhere we go, you know, we're bringing a guaranteed 60 piece on a slow night.
Right.
So, you know, and then, yeah, your capacity says this, I'm reading online, but because of the bar structure and everything structured, your capacity is actually this. So we can only fit this in here, so we're gonna max that out. And we've just taken that business model actually across, you know what I'm saying, the US, taking that business model and thinking about that like, okay, we know we can do this, we know we can do that. Okay, bam. Who's the local talent in these cities that we can make sure that when we come back, we're good.
Right.
Because we know our way around, you know, the town. You know, some people check in, we get the local talent and hey, let's build. Let's build. We'll bring y'all down here.
Absolutely.
Y'all can, you know, we'll come up there. If y'all really dope, we can hit a surrounding city and we can do that and we can just take everybody together.
Like a tour.
Yeah, we like to use our talents as a vehicle, you know, for whatever we want to do, you know, in whatever way we want to do.
So talk to us about the Boy Meets Girl tour from 2019 to the early part of 2020. Was that you all's tour or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we jump started.
Yeah, don't tell them because you surely said, hey, we going on tour. I don't care what you say. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, so look, I was like, coming out 2018, I was like, look, 2019, we touring. We touring. And I said that, and we didn't have a goddamn show in sight at the time I said it, but like, yo, we touring. And so he's in charge of that. So really, I said that to put the pressure on him to see what he gonna conjure up. But just as soon as you put, you know, I know people say this all the time, but it's true. Just as soon as you put that in the atmosphere and you mean it, things will start to move around if you're sincere in your efforts. And just sure enough, things started to move around before we had one show locked in. I said, yo, man, we're gonna call it a tour. He was like, bro, we gonna call it a tour. And then before I can print out the flyer, another show locked in, another show locked in.
Yeah, I'm
Before-
texting him dates. I'm texting him dates as he doing the flyer. He like, bro, just send me everything at once. I'm like, this shit ain't coming in at once.
Yeah.
So I gotta send it to you when I get it.
Yeah, and so we just locked those dates in. We was like, for like maybe about a 2-3 week span, we had just like it felt like it might now, you know, if I want to get technical with it, you know, you'll take some people who are touring artists, they're like, if you don't have shows back to back every other day, it's not considered tour. Whatever. But there was a span of time where we didn't go probably no more than 1 week without it, you know what I'm saying, a couple of days, 4 days without a show. We were just hitting it. And we was all over the city of Houston. We was in Austin. We was in Dallas. We was all over Texas area, just kind of just hitting these spots up. And they all kind of happened organically. And before you know it, we toured.
And let me shout out Houston.
What's that mean?
when Houston saw us moving around, they was like, man, we'll pay y'all more to stay home.
Yeah.
And they start they start doubling what they was giving us before. And we like, man, they was like, yeah, y'all can. And we was like, all right, man.
It's brand attachment. If I can attach my name to Blazing Black and you guys have an audience in San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, cities in Louisiana, well, now everybody might know about me too.
Absolutely. It's smart branding, man. It's smart marketing. And then you'll be surprised how many people don't understand that.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many individuals we approach them and they don't get it. Or I'll make it simpler than that. I'm a little old fashioned when it comes to doing business. So I'm not gonna really do any big business. If I try to meet you at least face to face in person to get a real feel, you know, if the energy is good.
Sure.
You'd be surprised how many people be like, yo, what we need to meet for? I'm like, bro,
energy is important, especially
I don't know who raised y'all, but it's different over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of times we don't get an opportunity to work with a lot of different people that we probably would, that you might be like, I wonder why Blazing Black. A lot of times it just be, you know, either everybody's doing their own thing, or, you know, people don't really conduct.
Well, let's just call it what it is. A lot of times we can't do things with them because the venues that we play at specifically ask that you're not strictly a cover band. Like,
Right.
you know, they ask, hey, what are you doing on Spotify? What are you doing on Apple Music? Do you have your own music out?
Right.
You know, because you'll have tribute bands and cover bands, and that's what the city is full of, and which is cool because people need live music and entertainment, you know what I'm saying, all the time. That's
Right.
cool, but that's not necessarily what we do. So, you know, a lot of the bands that we have to work with are either in a different genre, or they're in a different city, and they've never played here before, and we've got the platform. So we're like, hey, let's bring you to our audience because our audience travels as well. They travel and they spend money. So, you know, they'll buy your stuff, you know what I'm saying? They'll do this, they'll do that. What do we have to work out to get you here? But just remember, we need to be in your city as well.
Indeed.
You know, we need to be in your city as well. And, you know, usually like we'll go to a place that they've played at already and things like that. So when we send our credentials along, they're like, well, how did you find these guys? How did you get these guys? And what do they want? Hey, this is what we want to make it fair for everybody. And if you have another artist in your city that's hot, hey, let's bring them and let's stack this show and really give these people, you know, another, you know, something to enjoy and remember for the rest of their lives. Because we're about making memories, going around the world, you know, making memories, and even here, you know, making memories and things like that.
And one thing I love about you all, I did do some reading, and I know you all have been best friends since the 3rd grade. And one thing that you all embody, well, the top 2 things is loyalty and respect.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there are, you know, let's just call it spade a spade. It's a couple businesses or a couple networking people in Houston that those 2 things are not keen to them.
Yeah.
So how did you all overcome that and, you know, learn like, okay, this is the business side. I'm not going to basically go off on them for that reason.
I think it's just how we were raised. I don't think there's no secret formula. Now, there's been times we get really, really passionate in what we do. So there's been times I might have said something to him that might have been a little out of pocket, but because of the way he was raised, he didn't give me back that same energy. He held it, and then he might have waited till later on down that day or that night, or maybe the next day, be like, hey, the way you handle X, Y, and Z, I ain't really like, and so, and then we'll chop it up and we'll talk about it like that. So I think it's just the way we were raised. We were just raised with that. I'm gonna try to give you the same thing I want. And then it's good to just be partners and friends with people who have like-mindedness about things like that. You know what I mean? And then that way you have less, head bumping because of that. You know what I mean? So we just decided really early that we was going to do that. As far as like Blazing Black is concerned, we decided really early before we made a dime thing, we were going to just split everything 50-50. So it didn't matter who did this, who did that. Oh man, I did this, let me get, we ain't worry about that part. You know what I'm saying? If a song come out, that's just what we're going to do. If we do a show, that's just what we're going to do. So if I just sing one song and he does 10 of them, we getting the same amount of money. So it don't even matter. So we just
happened. No,
we just worked out a way that'll be best beneficial for both parties. Now, is it easy all the time? No. Is there some things that's like, you have hiccups here and there? Of course, we're all human, but for the most part, it's pretty smooth.
Elliot, the boy pulled a Deion Sanders on me one night, man. Oh my God. I was in there. Look, and he texted me, he's like, Black, I'm on the way. I say, bro, we finished the second set. He was like, how long y'all was up? Man, about 15 minutes, man. You need to get here. You need to get here. Because I'm like, I only have so many verses that I rap on the songs. So I'm like, man, we done did all of that.
Hey man, it was my birthday, and somebody set up a private little situation for me. So I was enjoying my birthday, and so it just so happened we got booked on that same weekend. So it's like, nigga, birthday come once a year. So you know what I mean? I'm like, yo.
So we had two birthday parties.
Hey, so the way we set it up was we were going to have our show in 2 acts. The first act, I was gonna miss. Y'all hold it down. I went over the whole song list. I laid out everything in rehearsal for them to do. I calculated the time and everything on how long it would take to do that first set. So I'll be ready to get back for that second set. Man, I get a call. Hey, hey man, when you come, I'm like, bro, y'all ain't. He said, man, we done with all that. I don't know what they did up there. I don't know if they just zipped through it. I don't know if they skipped around. I don't know what happened. But they finished that first set way too early than what it's supposed to have been. You know what I mean?
Dealing with these venues. So what'll happen is if we have a show at 8, we have professional people that, man, they'll come to a venue and they'll be there drinking and eating at like 6 o'clock. So when they see us, they're ready for us to start. And we like, nah, bro, doors open at this time.
Yeah, no, so that was
already here. Doors open for our show at this time.
Blues. That was the
so they try to make they try to make happy hour and everything. And we like, bro, we just got here. Like, we have our bags in our hand. Like, the band ain't even here. They be like, man, what songs y'all gonna sing tonight? Man, just wait. Like, we got y'all. We understand all you had to do to get here. So we got you, man. What t-shirt size you got, man? We got you. Come on.
That's it. That's
so it was one of those things because we had a which is rare. We had a rare what do you call it, a residency at 5015, and then we had one at House of Blues. But at 5015, the people weren't used to that, so they were anticipating us. You know what I'm saying? Like getting there and playing, and our favorite bartenders, shout out to all of them. They had some heavy hands. So if you friends with us or family with us, they pouring you up. So man, it was people that was asleep by the time we got there. Well, it'd be all kind of crazy. Man, I've been waiting on you. Man, it was either you or the crawfish. Man, I've been here since 4 p.m. man, waiting for y'all, bro. We don't start till like 10, sometimes 10:30 if we clock in the crowd. So man,
Yo,
we
they
either
in the
got to
corner.
catch you next time, or you gonna stay, or what we gonna
They
do?
they be in the corner with their shoes off and everything, man. It be
Let me ask you guys
yo.
this. Out of all
But they don't go nowhere.
Yeah,
you guys performed at a good couple of spots. Tell me one of the spots that's been the most memorable.
For me, easily it had to be in White Oak.
White Oak. Yeah.
White Oak. We performed with this group, this crazy group called what's they called? Booty.
Man, you can't. It ain't nowhere around it, man. You just gotta say the name, man.
Well, no, I can't think of the name. It's Booty.
Planet Booty.
Planet Booty is their name.
Planet Booty.
Planet. Listen to me. Planet Booty is the name of the group.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you, we had never heard of Planet Booty a day in our lives.
Right.
And they're from California, and so they had a mutual friend. They was doing a tour, and they had set up a show at White Oak, and so they was looking for an opening act.
Yeah, they hit us
show
on a Thursday to play Sunday.
So they hit us up, and bro, I'm like, and I, you know, social media. I looked on their little Instagram. I was like, oh,
bro, it's nowhere around that. They sent us a flyer with 3 guys.
In a tub
in a cup of milk. Like it was like a teacup, but it had milk. They were
sitting in the tub of milk together. And one dude had a mannequin with no body, just the booty of a mannequin.
Just the booty. Like on the Martin episode when they had the sculpture and the
And he just holding the booty.
I was being punked. I would have felt like
man.
Look,
let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. Now, we're professionals now. We know the show must go on, but let me tell you something, man. Going into that show, we invited none of our friends. Because we was like, look,
we don't know.
I don't know how this gonna go, bro.
Right.
I had no idea how this was gonna go. Right. So that was the only show that we've done that we didn't really invite nobody to come out to support
but what we
didn't know how it was gonna go.
But what we did was we took out an ad and we checked out the Planet Booty fans that were, because see, that's the good thing about Texas. You know, Austin is weird, so you know they have a lot of acts come through Austin that may not can come through Houston. So you know, we reached out and we might not have invited none of our people that we knew, but we did do a due diligence because it was a good opportunity for us. And, you know, we kind of sent out, you know, emails and text messages to people that we knew were fans of them, because social media, you know, you can go through and you can see, oh, well, these people in Houston like Planet Booty. Right. We don't know who Planet Booty is, but obviously if they have a Texas tour and they doing these cities, they're pretty, you know, they cool. So cool.
Look,
you know,
well, let me tell you though. So we're going into this show apprehensive like a mug. But we professionals. We're gonna do what we came to do.
Right.
And these are 3 white boys. But man, when I say I had a time of my life at this show, I had time of my
one or two things are either gonna happen at that one. It's gonna be really weird or it's about to be a blast.
That's exactly what was gonna happen. It was either gonna be really weird, or we was gonna play and just leave, or it was gonna be, man, the fans that came out were awesome, bro. I mean, awesome. Like, they were like, I couldn't script it. I couldn't have brought out a group of fans more engaging than these guys. As soon as the lights came on, they rushed to the front of the stage. Whoosh. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't know what's to paint.
No, go back to when we pulled up to do our sound check.
Yeah, we pulled, look, the show don't start till 7. We pull up at about 4:30 for sound check. There's people already sitting outside before the doors open with peanut butter jelly sandwiches, sitting on Indian style on the ground, on the concrete ground.
It's the box office. Playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons on the ground with peanut butter jelly sandwiches rolled out at 4:30. Doors don't open till 7. I knew then. I was like, oh man, this might be crazy. And it showed up,
like, oh my God, you guys are the headliners? And we was like, Yeah, we're the headliners. Cool.
Yo,
Yeah,
that
we didn't.
show was awesome.
Hey man,
As soon as the world opened up, we're gonna work on getting doing another show with Planet Booty, man. We was gonna bring them out here, but like I said, everything kind of happened. But if you ever see a flyer or me saying Blazing Black with Planet and Booty, get your booty down there. I promise you. They are weird, but you're gonna have a fucking awesome
Man, they
time.
we've never danced
You're
that
gonna
much
have an
after
awesome
our
time.
own show. Yeah, they
yeah, I
were
mean,
crazy.
I guarantee you, it's definitely a different. That's got to be. I'm looking at their Instagram right now. It's definitely a different atmosphere than
But
what
them boys,
we used to, but I guarantee
hey,
you,
them boys jam, man. Them boys are.
I'm gonna have to check them out. I'm gonna have to
They're
definitely
like,
check.
you know, they're like, think of any wrestler, a wrestling group that has a really silly moniker or a really silly,
New Day.
Like Goldust. Like they like
like Goldust. But you mess around and lose though. Like, don't play a week, you gonna lose. You know
So
what I'm
if you
saying?
had
It's like that.
Goldust, if you had Goldust, Dude Love, and
Give me one more.
Shawn Michaels, just
That's what they are.
that's the three individuals. That's who they are, and we had so much fun because it jammed. And the people, like when I say they loved us, because usually, you know, we rarely open up for people, so we never know what to expect. But when we got the same love, and people were like, "Dawg, y'all the best." And they had people that came from other cities, met up in Texas, and then followed them around Texas.
Correct.
And they were like, "Man, y'all the best band that has opened up for them on this tour and maybe ever." And they were so cool with us because they didn't have to share their green room.
Right.
They were cool.
And
we needed them to move something off the stage because, see, the thing is, what people don't understand, when you have a band and it's like 8 of us, like, you know, we got a drum set, we got 2 guitars, we got 2 keyboardists, and they're only 3 people. So we've had a lot of people that they were like, nah, if they got a live band, they can't play on our show. That's just too much. And it's taken away from me, you know, coming.
Right.
Not realizing you just got almost extra 200 people if you book us.
Right.
You know.
And their audience is like a nerdy
techno,
a nerdy techno house audience. Like their audience is like
I see Austin vibes all over it. I see Austin.
Their audience is like gamers and like tech savvy geniuses by day, Silicon Valley by day, and like techno by night.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Man.
But that's not how the music. That's not how the music is, but that's how they are. You know how you go to a techno party, how the crowd is just like everything is just like crazy. That's how they were with everything. It was nobody sitting around, nobody being cute, people coming out their shoes. They danced from the time they started, from the time we started to the time Planet Booty got off. When I got off the stage, I was dancing in the audience. Like it was just you. If you was not dancing, you were the weird one that night.
Touche.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a really good time.
Energy begets better energy. When you're around energy, it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Oh man, brother, listen, I want to keep this going, but time permits. Before I let you guys go, one question I always enjoy asking people is, what kind of legacy are you looking to leave and mark on this world?
You can go first, B.
Both of you guys.
Okay, so we've the crazy thing is we've left a legacy so far in Houston. Mm-hmm. It's time to take it, you know, to another level, to other cities. But basically, things that we never dreamed of, we've done. Like, I have to sit back and remind both of us of things that we accomplished in such a short time. Like, nobody has had a run like us. Like, it's people that's popular now and, you know, whatever, but the run that we've had and the run that we're still having, like, we've been the most consistent in the last 5 to 6 years. So it's kind of like to say a hip hop rock band, and then you look through Houston's history and you're like, okay, who's done that? okay, who's had their own day in the city, Essential Water, Pit Viper, you know, like you're looking at and you're like, man, they've done all this in that span of time. Like, wow. So, man, I just honestly, man, I just want to thank God for what we've done so far. Anything else he blessed us with, man, that's like icing on the cake to be able to do it with your brother consistently. And then y'all are on the same level and mentality as far as, man, we want to take this further. And nobody really has an ego, you know what I'm saying, to where they're edging God out of, you know, the purpose. It's just like, man, we have to, like, we put pressure on ourselves to build on the legacy, but we've been super blessed, man. Like, it's just like my son and my, you know what I'm saying, my kids and my people can look back and they can be proud. And, you know, my extended family with him, they can look back and say, man, we saw those boys every step of the way do pretty much everything that they said they were going to do. Right. There hasn't been too many things that we've said we were going to do and we didn't do. You know, sometimes we shortchanged ourselves and God came with an alley-oop like, I go get that, and we went and got that. But, you know, it's pretty much.
I said like this: people don't always remember what you do for them.
Right.
People don't always remember what you say. You said to them. People don't always, but people always remember how you made them feel. So I want the legacy to be like when you saw Blazing Black, you remember the feeling. Like, man, I remember when I seen them, or even if it wasn't in concert, when I was around them, just the feeling. Like, just leave them with that feeling, because those feelings can carry you, can be the rocket ship to help propel you into other things in your life. You know, so that's what I want it to be like. I want you to remember that feeling when you went and saw Blazing Black.
And we appreciate this interview because this interview is a part of our legacy. Like, absolutely. When people go back and listen to this and be like, they'll either appreciate you more, give you your props, and they'll look at everybody on here as a genius. Like, man, Houston Trend and, you know, Jay Renee and Elliot, man, where did they find these guys? I never heard of these guys before that. Now I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a fan of Houston Trend because obviously it's Houston Trend, but they set the trend. It's not a, you know what I'm saying, going with the norm, because where would you find a hip hop rock band? How would you even, you know what I'm saying? How would you even like look at that? So like I say, we appreciate you guys because you've definitely been a part of our legacy and the coolest picks that we've ever took. The picks that you took for us, man, they've been rotating for about 3-4 years, and our hair didn't change and everything, and people still like, no, I want that pick, or they just use the pick themselves. They don't even ask us. Yeah, they just use the pick that.
we definitely got to get in another session of round of those photos, brother.
Absolutely, man.
But no, I definitely wanted to sit down with you guys because one, I mean, I've known you guys for a good collective amount of years. You guys have been always on the grind. One of the most consistent artists that I've seen, and you guys are always coming with something. So much.
Speaking of, we have new music coming up. We got a new EP coming up. We got we got some more videos getting ready to come out.
What's the dates on it?
Huh?
What's the dates?
Man,
we gonna give it.
I ain't gonna give you no date because I ain't gonna lie to you right here on your own little show. Because I don't know right now. We got these irons in the fire though.
That's Dr. Dre over there, man. With the you never know, because we can record a whole project and you be like, man, I got another inspiration. I had a dream and the dream went like this and we were doing this and you were doing that and I was like, yeah, I was doing that. Okay, well, shit, cool. All right, and then we just start off on a whole another project.
But we buy almost like he got a few things he had to record on his end. And we pretty much done with this one. We about to get back. So we about to start feeding it, about bleeding it again, and really, and this music, this EP coming out, I think people are really gonna enjoy it because it kind of deals with the times now, but it does in a very Blazing Black way.
Indeed.
So it's gonna be really inspirational. It's gonna be really motivational, and it's gonna be really, really good. But it's gonna be done in a way only that we can present it to you guys. So look forward for that, man. I'll make sure to hit you guys up when we get ready to start releasing the singles as well as the visuals as well. So the next run is coming. The next run is coming.
Yeah, look, because it's
we
an
ready.
interesting run now. So
Yeah, it's the next run coming though. It's on its way. Soon come, I promise.
Hashtag
Renee.
Google Bay.
Hey,
Gotcha.
thank you, Jay Renee. I tried to tag you in something earlier, but I kept getting you wrong. But see, now I can see it on your page now. I mean, on your screen. So I'm gonna make sure I tag it right now. I was tagging all the wrong stuff. You know how many Jay Renees it is?
Change it.
Tell me about it, cause I couldn't even use my own name for the longest time. I was like, hold on.
It was I seen a dude 6'7" with blonde hair named Jay Renee when I was trying to tag. I said that can't be her.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me not even try because I'm gonna mess this up. So I'm gonna tag you now that I know what it is. I got you.
Definitely, and we're gonna wait for the exclusive because we are so serious about that part 2 because it will be a little bit longer than this one. It'll be a little bit longer than this one.
Nah, we listen. We appreciate the work during these times because the news saying it's supposed to be all kind of stuff happening, and we were still able to make this happen, and you guys were committed, things like that. Because we tell everybody, man, anybody that rock with us, that discover us, interview us, man, they geniuses because they see what's going on, and then even if they don't see, we're gonna let them know, hey man, this is going on too. So they just asked that. So you guys are geniuses, man.
And not only the geniuses, they're courageous because because what we do is not the norm. So you have to say that I want to look for what's not the norm. Because there's a lot of people, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be dumb. I know you guys pressed for time. A lot of people try to come at us with business opportunities or management opportunities, things like that. But they end up folding most of the time because they realize the work that they put in is not the same cookie cutter work you put in with everybody else because
all the same work that we put in for ourselves. So they're like, what can we do for y'all?
Yeah, if you can't outwork me and what we doing, then I don't need you.
Indeed. And the fact that
and
outside of the
we're like the same person.
Outside of the obviously the difference in the music that you guys have, it was just you guys' work ethic that made me a fan of you guys. The consistency that you guys have been putting in, that made me a bigger fan of you guys. A lot of the times, especially because the visuals that you guys put out, thorough, always on par. They don't look like your basic cookie cutter visuals.
And that's that dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Bottom right.
So I as a person who appreciates that, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Before we let out, please let everybody know where they can find you, where you guys' music is, things of that nature.
You find us everywhere on Facebook and on IG. Blaze, BLAZEX, Black, BLACK, Facebook and IG. My personal IG, if anybody want to know that, is Rick Blaze BXB. Rick Blaze BXB. We have music on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can get music, you can get it. You want to hit us up for anything else, whether it's songs, writing, shows, on how we're going to do it, interviews, whatever, hit the Gmail, blazexblack@gmail. And we have a website too, blazexblack.com. So it's Blaze X Black, man, blazing black everywhere.
If y'all want to see me eat Eskimo pies on my OnlyFans, y'all I'm playing. Hey, and shout out to my young C, TYBRJ, man. He's coming up with some stuff too. So man, be on the lookout for that. But our fans that love that live experience, we haven't forgot about y'all, man. So if it open back up, we got you.
And real quick, one last thing. I'm gonna show y'all something. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show y'all something.
Oh. While he's doing that, let me ask you, brother, the caps that you are synonymous for. What's because it feels like you're talking loud in my text message.
Nah, it's my personality, and I got astigmatism, so the letters are easier to read. Yeah. If I don't type in all caps, then it's a problem. Something wrong with me.
It's not him. He didn't send it.
So look, when I used to use his computer starting off, he was like, bruh, stop leaving the cap locks on. It was about the 17th time. He was just like, all right, man, I'm going to just turn it off automatically myself. He just would text me every time I leave his house, stop leaving the cap.
Yo, so in this pandemic, you know, as a creative, you know, because we weren't able to do shows and things like that, you know, my mind had to find different ways of being creativity. So I thought about something and I came up with something, and I just finished my first test run. But your boy I'm finna drop some brand new candles in just a little bit. This is just a test run. Oh man, I'm on my way though. I'm gonna let y'all know hey, I tell you what, when we drop, this is what I got for you, Elliot, J. Renee. When we drop the new EP, we're gonna drop off some goodie bags.
Right.
And we're gonna make sure you guys get y'all some goodie bags. It's gonna have the EP, gonna have merch, and it's gonna have some of these brand new candles on that thing too. So we got y'all covered, man. We appreciate y'all having us on the show for sure.
Hey, y'all know Black love candles. Oh, let me stop.
Yeah, since we're in the house all day anyway, might as well light a candle and find somebody to hug on. You know what I mean? So I got the candle for it going.
Thank you guys one more time. I appreciate you guys taking some time out of you guys' day to be able to do this. Jerry, you got anything last for him?
Okay, so since you all talking about goodie bags, I know the business Ice It Up Slushies, and they can give you all slushy pops. I don't know.
Nice.
Pops from back in the day. They got up in there.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
That's another thing that made us unique. You know, you just never know when you come to our show. You know, we had our Don't Hide It, Divide It, you know, Blazing Black homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Mm-hmm.
We've partnered and had our own, you know, popsicles like red velvet, you know, popsicles or chocolate and strawberry, you know, popsicles. Like, we're always looking for something innovative. Plus, we perform everywhere, which is like in front of kids and things like that. So anything with branding, anything like that we already, you know, use in real, you know, life, shoot, it's nothing to us.
Already.
Absolutely.
Hence the candles.
Hey, I want me that candle.
I got you.
Let me stop.
That candle probably smells very expensive. I can guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, they're luxury candles for sure. This is not the actual jar it's gonna be in. This is my test jar. When you see the final, I can show you better than I can tell you. Don't worry, you're gonna see.
Okay.
Hey, Elliot, that's why on the business side, we always even it out, because Mr. Expensive over here with the...
You got to think outside the box, brother, and that's one thing I always say about Ricky.
And we don't mind investing in ourselves, so that's cool too.
You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. I want to thank you all for giving us the opportunity, and you know, blessings and opportunities abundant for y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And likewise to you, you know, you guys please keep it up, because we need this content. We need this spotlight on these new things, these, you know, this activity out here, because we don't know what's going on outside. We need y'all.
Absolutely.
We need y'all.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Man, thank you guys. Y'all take it easy.
All right,
you too.
Peace.